You wake up. It's dark. You check the clock. Again. Is it really 3 a.m. and you're wide awake? Your mind starts buzzing. Maybe about yesterday. Maybe about tomorrow. Maybe about absolutely nothing. But sleep. Sleep feels miles away. You toss and turn, trying to recapture that comfortable drowsiness, but it just won't come. You feel frustrated, maybe a little anxious, watching the minutes tick by, knowing that the alarm will go off all too soon, and you'll face the day feeling groggy and unrested. This cycle, waking up consistently in the early hours and struggling to fall back asleep, is a painful reality for so many people, especially as we get older. It feels like your body's internal clock has just decided to quit on you. You might wonder if this is just part of getting old, something you have to accept. But what if I told you that while some sleep changes are normal with age, waking up night after night at 3 a.m. isn't necessarily something you just have to live with? There are specific, often overlooked reasons why this happens. And more importantly, there are practical, gentle adjustments you can make that can truly help you reclaim those peaceful, uninterrupted nights. In this video, we're going to explore the surprising culprits behind this early morning wakefulness and look at simple, actionable steps you can take to encourage your body and mind to sleep until a more reasonable hour. We'll uncover several key factors, many of which you might not have considered before. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll share something that might truly surprise you about what could be disrupting your sleep and how addressing it could make all the difference. So, why does this happen? Why do so many of us find ourselves staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. feeling frustratingly alert? One of the most significant reasons, and one that's truly tied to the aging process but isn't insurmountable, is the shift in our body's natural timekeeper, our circadian rhythm. Think of your circadian rhythm as your body's internal 24-hour clock. It controls cycles like when you feel sleepy and when you feel awake. As we get older, this clock can naturally shift slightly earlier. This means we might feel sleepy earlier in the evening than we used to, say around 8 or 9 p.m. instead of 10 or 11 p.m. The flip side of this earlier sleep onset is often an earlier wake-up time. If your body is naturally programmed to want about 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and you fall asleep at 9 p.m., waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. fits within that 7 to 8 hour window, even though it feels incredibly early. Now, 4 or 5 a.m. isn't quite 3 a.m., but this shift lays the groundwork. Add in a few other factors we'll discuss, and that wake-up time can creep even earlier. Understanding this natural shift is the first step, because it helps us approach the problem with patience and realistic expectations, rather than feeling like a complete failure when we don't sleep like a teenager anymore. We can work with our body's natural tendencies, not against them. One powerful tool for gently nudging your circadian rhythm back towards a slightly later schedule, or at least stabilizing it, is light exposure, particularly natural light. Our internal clock is incredibly sensitive to light. Bright light in the morning tells our brain, okay, time to be awake and alert. And this sets the timing for when we'll feel sleepy later. Conversely, avoiding bright light in the evening signals that it's time to wind down. If you're waking up at 3 or 4 a.m., you're missing out on that crucial morning light cue. To help shift or regulate your clock, try to get outside or sit by a bright window soon after you do wake up. Even if it feels early, aim for 20-30 minutes of natural light exposure within the first hour or two of waking, if possible. This consistent morning light helps reinforce a healthy sleep-wake cycle. On the flip side, try to dim the lights in your home in the couple of hours leading up to bedtime. Avoid bright overhead lights, and especially the blue light emitted from screens like phones, tablets, and computers, as this can suppress melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Even watching TV in a brightly lit room close to bedtime can interfere. Make your evening environment calming and dimly lit. Another factor that frequently contributes to that early morning wakefulness is how we structure our days, particularly when it comes to napping. A short, well-timed nap can be absolutely wonderful, a little energy boost that makes the afternoon so much better. But naps that are too long or happen too late in the day can seriously disrupt nighttime sleep if you nap for an hour or two in the late afternoon. Say, after 3 p.m., you might be stealing sleep from the night. Your body has accumulated a certain amount of sleep drive throughout the day. Essentially, the longer you're awake, the stronger your urge to sleep becomes. A long or late nap reduces that sleep drive, making it harder to fall asleep initially at night, or, critically, making it easier to wake up after only a few hours of sleep, with insufficient sleep pressure to easily fall back asleep. That might be why you're wide awake at 3 a.m. Your body feels like it's already gotten enough rest from that nap. If you're struggling with early morning awakenings, take a good, honest look at your napping habits. If you do nap, try to keep it short, ideally 20-30 minutes, and schedule it for earlier in the day. Perhaps after lunch, say between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. at the latest. Think of it as a power nap, not a deep sleep session. If you find that even short, early naps make it harder to sleep through the night. You might consider skipping naps altogether for a while to see if that helps consolidate your nighttime sleep. It can be tough to push through that afternoon slump, but sometimes sacrificing the nap is necessary for a better night's sleep. Finding the right balance with napping is a personal journey, but being mindful of its impact on your nighttime sleep is crucial. Now, beyond the natural shifts in our body clocks and our napping habits, let's talk about what we put into our bodies and when. Diet and drink play a surprisingly significant role in sleep quality. And sometimes, innocent-seeming habits can be the culprits behind that 3 a.m. wake-up call. Caffeine is the obvious one. Most of us know that having a cup of coffee or strong tea too late in the day can keep us up. But the surprising truth is that caffeine has a much longer half-life than many people realize. The half-life of caffeine means that it takes about 5 to 6 hours for half of the caffeine to be eliminated from your system. This means if you have coffee at 4 p.m., by 10 p.m., half of it is still active in your body. And by 3 a.m., a significant amount might still be circulating, acting as a stimulant and preventing you from achieving deep sleep or easily falling back asleep if you wake up. Even a small amount of caffeine in the afternoon or evening can be enough to disrupt sleep for sensitive individuals. Consider cutting off caffeine intake much earlier in the day, perhaps by lunchtime or no later than 2 p.m. And remember, caffeine isn't just in coffee and tea, it's also in some sodas, energy drinks, chocolate, and even some over-the-counter medications. Read labels carefully. Alcohol is another substance that many people mistakenly believe helps with sleep. While a glass of wine or a drink in the evening might make you feel drowsy initially, it actually fragments sleep later in the night. As your body metabolizes the alcohol, it can cause you to wake up frequently, often in the early hours of the morning, just like our dreaded 3 a.m. wake-up. Alcohol also suppresses REM sleep, the dreaming stage that's important for cognitive function and mood. If you're consistently waking up around 3 a.m., try cutting back or eliminating alcohol in the evenings, especially in the hours before bed, and see if that makes a difference. It might be harder to fall asleep initially without that sedative effect, but the quality and continuity of your sleep are likely to improve significantly over time. What about food? Eating a large or heavy meal too close to bedtime can also interfere with sleep. Your digestive system is working hard, which isn't conducive to restful sleep. Heartburn or indigestion can also easily wake you up. Try to finish eating your evening meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. If you need a snack before bed, choose something light and easy to digest, like a small banana or a handful of almonds, rather than rich, fatty, or spicy foods. Being mindful of what and when you eat and drink in the afternoon and evening can have a profound impact on whether you sleep through the night or wake up prematurely. Now, let's consider something else that's vital for good sleep movement. Our bodies are designed to move, and regular physical activity during the day helps build up that healthy sleep drive we talked about earlier. When you're physically active, you expend energy, and your body naturally craves rest and repair during sleep. However, the timing and intensity of exercise matter. Strenuous exercise too close to bedtime can be stimulating and raise your body temperature, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. Finishing a vigorous workout within, say, 2 or 3 hours of planning to go to bed might be contributing to those early morning awakenings because your body is still buzzing. The solution here isn't to stop moving. Far from it. Regular, moderate exercise is incredibly beneficial for sleep as well as overall health. The key is timing. Aim to get your exercise earlier in the day. A brisk walk in the morning or afternoon. A gentle swim. Cycling. Or even gardening can be wonderful ways to stay active. If you prefer evening activity, opt for something less intense, like a gentle yoga routine, stretching, or a leisurely stroll. Find activities you enjoy so you're more likely to stick with them consistently. Even 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week can make a difference. It helps regulate your body clock, reduces stress, and tires your body out in a healthy way, preparing it for restful sleep. It's about finding the sweet spot enough activity to benefit sleep, but not so much or so late that it disrupts it. Experiment with different types of activity and different times of day to see what works best for you and your sleep patterns. Consistent movement sends a powerful signal to your body that helps reinforce a strong sleep-wake cycle. Beyond lifestyle habits, there's another major category of factors that can contribute to waking up at 3 a.m. And this is where we get into something that might be the surprising insight I mentioned earlier, because it often requires consulting a professional. Many medical conditions that become more common with age can significantly impact sleep. Think about conditions like restless leg syndrome, which causes uncomfortable sensations and an urge to move your legs, often waking you up in the night, or sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, leading to fragmented and poor quality rest, and often causing awakenings. Chronic pain from conditions like arthritis can make it difficult to find a comfortable position and can easily pull you out of sleep. Frequent urination during the night, known as nocturia, is another very common reason for early awakenings. And this can be related to various underlying issues, heart conditions, respiratory problems like COPD, and even digestive issues can all play a role in disrupting sleep. What's more, the medications we take to manage these conditions can also be significant sleep disruptors. Certain blood pressure medications, some antidepressants, corticosteroids, and even some over-the-counter remedies can interfere with sleep architecture, making it harder to stay asleep. This isn't to say you should stop taking your medication, absolutely not, but it highlights the importance of discussing any sleep difficulties you're experiencing with your doctor. Sometimes, a simple adjustment in timing or dosage of a medication, or switching to a different medication, can make a world of difference to your sleep. Your doctor can also help identify or rule out underlying medical conditions that might be the primary cause of your early morning awakenings. They might recommend a sleep study to diagnose conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. Ignoring persistent sleep problems and just attributing them to age can mean missing a treatable underlying issue. This is the crucial part sometimes. The reason you're waking up isn't just a bad habit. It's a medical factor that needs professional attention. Don't hesitate to bring up your sleep difficulties with your healthcare provider. It's a vital conversation for your overall health and well-being. Finally, let's talk about the mind. Worry, stress, and anxiety are notorious sleep thieves. When you wake up at 3 a.m., your mind can often start racing, rehashing worries from the day or anticipating challenges tomorrow. This mental churning activates your body's stress response, making it even harder to fall back asleep. It's a vicious cycle. You wake up because you're stressed or worried about something. And then the very act of being awake at that hour causes more stress and worry about not sleeping. As we get older, we might have worries about health, finances, family, or loss. These are real concerns, and they don't magically disappear at bedtime. Learning to manage stress and calm the mind, especially in the evening and if you wake up during the night, is a powerful tool for better sleep. This doesn't mean you have to eliminate all stress from your life, which is impossible, but you can develop strategies to prevent it from hijacking your sleep. One simple technique is to designate a worry time earlier in the evening, well before bed. Write down your concerns in a journal. Get them out of your head and onto paper. This can help you process them and leave them behind when you go to bed. If you wake up in the night with your mind racing, avoid staying in bed tossing and turning for more than 20 minutes. Get up, go to another dimly lit room, and do something quiet and calming. Read a book by a low light. Listen to quiet music, or do some gentle stretching or deep breathing exercises. Don't turn on bright lights or screens. Once you start feeling sleepy again, return to bed. This helps your brain associate your bed with sleeping, not with being awake and stressed. Relaxation techniques like deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided meditation can also be incredibly helpful. Both before bed and if you wake up. There are many simple guided meditations available online specifically for sleep. Practice these techniques consistently and over time. You'll build the ability to calm your nervous system and quiet your busy mind, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep, or at least fall back asleep more easily if you do wake. Managing your mental landscape is just as important as managing your physical habits when it comes to achieving restful, uninterrupted sleep. So, we've explored several key reasons why you might be waking up at 3 a.m., from the natural shifts in your body's internal clock and the impact of things like napping, caffeine, and alcohol, to the crucial roles that physical activity, underlying medical conditions, medications, and stress all play. It's clear that while age brings changes, those frustrating early morning awakenings are often a solvable problem, not just an inevitable part of getting older that you have to passively endure. Remember, improving your sleep is rarely about finding one single magic bullet. It's often about making several small, consistent adjustments across different areas of your life. It might be tweaking your morning light exposure, rethinking your afternoon coffee habit, finding a better time for your daily walk, or talking to your doctor about a persistent health issue. Each of these steps, taken consistently, builds upon the others to create a foundation for better sleep. Don't feel overwhelmed by the list. Pick one or two things to focus on first. Try them consistently for a few weeks, and notice what happens. Be patient with yourself. Changing sleep patterns takes time and persistence. There will be nights that are better than others, and that's okay. The goal isn't necessarily to sleep perfectly every single night, but to improve the overall quality and duration of your sleep so you feel more rested and energetic during the day. You deserve to enjoy your days feeling refreshed and ready to go, not dragging because you were wide awake at 3 a.m. Better sleep isn't just about comfort. It has profound effects on your physical health, your cognitive function, your mood, and your overall ability to enjoy life to the fullest. By understanding the factors that might be contributing to your early awakenings and taking proactive steps to address them, you can significantly improve your sleep quality and, as a result, your quality of life. Have you experienced waking up at 3 a.m.? What have you tried that has helped you? Or what challenges are you facing? Sharing your experiences and tips in the comments below helps everyone in this community. Your insights might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a thumbs up. That tells me I'm providing content you value. And if you want more practical advice and support for living your best life at every age, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. Keep exploring what works for you. Keep being proactive about your well-being, and keep living your best life at every age.